The Greatest Link, Mike Woodall.
World-renowned spiritual guru and globally loved Thomas Merton wrote, "Every moment, every event in our lives while we're on earth plants a seed inside our soul. Some of these seeds that are planted are joyous memories, positive memories. When we recall them and think about them, it brings us into like a sense of heaven, sense of belonging. We love sharing them. However, for many of us, maybe most of us, the negative ones, the negative memories that we have sometimes are like a link. One negative memory after another, holding us hostage to a past that we'd be better off without. Mr. Contest Chair, my fellow Toastmasters, and the thousands of others who will be viewing this in the future. In 1989, I was a construction manager for a firm in Los Altos, California, just down the street from Stanford University on the San Francisco Bay. 30 years old and the cockiest first-class jerk you would ever meet. I got my jobs done on time and within budget. And if anyone got in my way, well, they were through. I overheard one day that the office was closing down on Wednesday and not reopening again until the following Monday. Apparently, the owner has invited everyone to a 5-day seminar, except me. I approached him. Safwat, he says, he was only 5'3", so he had looked up to me. Mike, I had no idea that you would be interested in self-improvement. I'd love to have you if you want to come. I remember leaving his office thinking, I'm going to show everyone who the best is at this seminar stuff. Wednesday of the seminar was great. A great big waste of my time. All we did for 4.5 hours was go over the ground rules for the following 4 days of the seminar. I wanted to quit, but I couldn't. Not in front of all those people. That evening, I stood with 200 others to signify my promise to the trainer to give 100%. Now, I'm not here to talk to you about what went on inside that seminar, because one of the ground rules on Wednesday night was you can never share what goes on in a training. But I will tell you this. It was one of the most profound experiences of my life. Immediately after, I had to see my father. This burning need that I needed to see my father. I boarded a plane from San Francisco to Nashville, rented a car, and headed out toward the backwoods of Kentucky. A 5-hour journey, plenty of time for me to think out the purpose of my trip. You see, when I was between 2nd and 3rd grade, my father abandoned me at a police station. I hated him my entire life. And I am about to get this straight. After miles and miles of rocky, dusty roads, I finally pulled into his drive. And in the center of his yard was this huge maple tree, surrounded by homemade cypress benches. I stepped up onto the old dilapidated porch, knocked on the wood screen door, flop, flop, flop. as it about fell off the hinges. And in just a moment, there he was. His bald head turned beet red, and his face flushed, and his hazel bloodshot eyes was like a deer in the headlights. Do you know who I am? Yes, sir. You're my son, Michael. Can we talk? Yes, sir. And we stepped off of that old dilapidated porch and into the homemade benches under the maple tree. I leaned into him and I said, Dad, I don't know what event or moment that was going on in your life that would cause you to see a police station the safest place for your son. What I'm here to do, Dad, is to offer you the forgiveness that you need in your life. And I'm also here to ask you to please forgive me for all of the anger and the rage that I've had toward you my entire life. And we wept. And in that moment, it was like a bright light came piercing through me and filling me. And a cool, gentle electricity went through my arms and through my fingertips. And like a snake shedding its skin, I left my carcass in the backwoods of Kentucky, never to be the same again. My fellow Toastmasters and anyone else that is seeing this video, as we look back at all the negative memories in our life, one negative memory after another, go for the greatest link. When you bust this shackle, all the other links will fall into the abyss of irrelevance. Contest chair.